Hey everyone. Well, it sure is nice being home, and I don't know why this candle looks sideways crooked, but when you go through hard times, you really appreciate the things that you didn't appreciate. I always look at my little makeshift background I have here. I still don't know why this is crooked. And boy, am I glad for my makeshift background, because we're not in the hospital. Which has bad air circulation. Well, no air circulation. It's very dry. And the makeshift bed that I was sleeping on always had freezing cold air blowing on me, which you would think with my heating problem of my body it would be a good thing, but it's not, because I've been chilling like crazy, having the chills. So boy, am I glad to be in my own home and my little chintzy background, but very happy for that. First of all, Paulie and I would like to wish you all a very happy Easter, or whatever holiday you celebrate. I wish happy Easter because I'm Catholic and that's what we celebrate. But that is no disregard into if you celebrate something different. I wish you a happy whatever it is you celebrate. And Easter, which I have probably talked about before, is a very important holiday in the Catholic Church. And before I talk about that, I'm going to talk about, well, I'll tell you more. I don't want to ruin Easter with what we came home to and, some story times with the hospital and all. But everything we did go through and having to be there over 2 weeks and everything that went on, and thank goodness to the subscriber who did donate some money so I was able to eat, because I was unbelievably malnourished. You don't realize, when I'm at home, when I give up food so Paulie can eat, but I have my access some things where I could grab something, if it's even milk, and milk was something that was not there. And I'll share a quick story. When we got to the hospital, there's a family kitchen, or I don't know what it's called, and so they said you can go there. Of course, Paulie was so sick, so I really couldn't even walk to the kitchen to get there. But when I was able to, I got the real tiny milks. I might have a picture. I'm going to do a video. I have some things put together to do. I think it's called a montage. I don't know. We'll see if I could do it. But anyhow, the milk is so tiny. The milks kids get at school, it's like half the size of that, or even a quarter. Anyhow, so I got some milks, and I always check dates, and I went to drink it, and it was chunky. And I could say there's nothing worse than chunky milk. There's a lot worse than chunky milk, but luckily I didn't take a big gulp. I had a straw in it. So I went back and looked, and the dates were all the same, so I took another one to see in case it was bad, just something bad. And I started thinking maybe people take milk like to their room and don't drink it and put it back, which they shouldn't be doing. Maybe I don't know what happened, but anyhow, I finally did. I told the nurse that I assume all the dates of this milk, which were not outdated, they were like 5-6 days out, were chunky. That's gross, just the thought of it. So my bad luck continues on. So like I say, just to have milk, and I take some medicine that I have to have something in my stomach, and like I say, at home I usually have milk. So I didn't have that, so I really appreciate it, even though I have to starve a lot at home so Paulie can eat. I always try to make sure I have my milk, and I didn't have it there, and I was getting weaker, and I had to do everything for Paulie basically. Once he got the central line, he had to be washed with the special soap. It's a whole ritual. You think the nurses would do it, but they didn't. But I was just feeling weaker and weaker, and praying so hard to God that he would give me the strength. And like I said, thank you to the subscriber who donated money. I felt so guilty to use it on me, but they had said to make sure that I eat, and I, like I said, I tried to make it last. If it was one meal, usually the breakfast meal, because they had bacon, and I usually I don't buy bacon. I shouldn't eat it because of my cholesterol, but boy, did I enjoy it. And one day, like I said, I got a few vouchers. The one day there were 6 pieces of bacon. Oh my gosh. And I can't chew it, obviously, so I just basically just suck on it to get the taste. And scrambled eggs they had, and you could get pancakes. Breakfast seemed to be the best meal, and they had the best oatmeal. Oh my gosh. I don't know how hospitals do it. But so I usually would concentrate on that being the meal once someone gave me a donation, so it would get me through the day. Like I said, I would give up all the food, but obviously I realized with me having to do everything, I had to keep my strength up. So, where I'm going with the story, I don't remember, but I did have a point to it. So anyhow, yeah, out of all the people on the floor, why would I get the chunky milk? I don't know. I wish we could break this bad luck spell. But, anyhow, these things about, like I said, just having the convenience of having milk at home. Of course, it goes along with the world if the milk's available in the store and so on and so forth. But still, I try to make sure there's always milk at home. So, things that we take for granted, sometimes it takes something bad to realize. Not that I never do take anything, especially food-wise or milk-wise, because, I grew up in poverty. But to be somewhere where I couldn't, I was too weak, I couldn't even go down to the cafeteria. Like I said, I had a few dollars. I don't even know if that would buy a milk, but I was too weak, and Paulie was too sick for me to leave. And I don't know where someone got the impression that his father was coming up there and all that. That was not what happened. Like I said, I'm not going to ruin Easter. I'll do a story time about all the horrors of that. I'll warn you ahead of time if you don't want to listen to that. But anyhow, I don't remember. I wish you all a happy Easter from us. I think I did. But Paulie and I had some special plan to do for Easter, but he's too weak. He can't even wish you guys a happy Easter. But him and I continue to pray for all of you. It's nice to see people who haven't been on in a while. I won't name names in case I forget someone, but it means the world. Prayers mean so much, and thank you for the get well cards. Very surprised that people send them to Paulie, and some sent me cards. You don't have to send me, my gosh, anything, but they meant a lot. I don't have it in front of me, but one person said, mommies count too, and it's about time you think of yourself. I don't know, it just totally spoke to me about someone totally knows me. But thank you so much. And someone who had sent a gift card for Paulie and said they don't know when we're getting out, but at what point to make sure Paulie has an Easter dinner. So if I remember, I'll do a little haul, because that's the first thing I did was use the gift card to make sure he will have an Easter dinner, because he loves to eat, and he can eat, and in the hospital, that's all he was worried. He just had no hope he'd ever eat, and he was so sick, and, there was no talk of eating, and, I'll tell more about what happened, but thank you to that person to make sure Paulie will have an Easter dinner, and, of course, Paulie's worried about me, and figuring, I just got him a little, I think it's called a ham steak, and he said, maybe you could somehow cut it up small, which, I can't. So, well, I'm not going to tell what we came home to, but basically I don't have a grater anymore. I was thinking if I grated just a little bit so I could even taste it, but I don't, really care. I just going to make mashed potatoes, and I'm happy. But, it's not fitting. Fitting is not the right word. Nobody wants to be in the hospital, but, being in the hospital, right before Easter, were we there on Holy Week? No, we were home, so I think we came home the week before. But Holy Week is very important. I know I've talked about it before. I talked about how one year they asked me to hold the cross on Good Friday. It's a very solemn day in the Catholic calendar of holidays. And they pick out people that have been through the hardest times. And when my other son had cancer, they asked me to go, and my mom went up. She actually took her lunch break and went up during church so I could go and hold the cross for the people that came up to, I don't know the word, not reflect, to, I don't know, something the cross. I'm sorry, I'm still exhausted. But it was a great honor, and I love Holy Week. It's the most important holiday for me in the Catholic Church. Of course, obviously, we weren't able to go. We missed, like I say, Good Friday, Holy Thursday, the washing of the feet, Ash Wednesday, which was long ago. We didn't go. But I can't recite right now. I'm too tired. But if you're Catholic, you know what I'm talking about. But going through everything that we did go through, and then having Good Friday, Easter come. So we went through a lot of suffering, to say the least. Paulie did the suffering. Of course, I suffered in worrying, and I continue to worry because, you know, every day that goes by, you know, hoping Paulie gets closer to getting well so he can have the test. Of course, he has that heart problem, and every day, every second of every day, I worry of him having another attack. Will he be able to get out of it? Because at the beginning of last month, we ended up in emergency because he couldn't get out. The other 2 times, knock on wood, he was able to get out of them. He wasn't, you know, and who would have thought, you know, we ended up in emergency, and then later we'd end up in being admitted for this, whatever he has. But, you know, watching what went on, and like I said, I'll do story times on this, but someone had said that it was good his father went up several times or something. I don't remember. He did not. I don't know. I listened to the video. I did not say that. That's not what happened. Like I said, I don't want to ruin Easter talking about the shenanigans. He actually lied and said he was sick, his father. So anyhow, I'll do it in story times. If you don't want to listen, that's fine. But I am going to say because I think it's important. But anyhow, what we went through, what Paulie went through, most importantly, not to have his father there while he's seen around town, you know, eating out, saying he has no money. I was begging him to get vouchers for me so I could eat, so I could take care of his child. As y'all know, I'll go without food, but obviously I had an aha moment that this can't go on, and, you know, I don't even have my milk. Like I say, I'll save that for another time, but I wanted to talk about all this we went through, and my head was just spinning and turning, and I couldn't help to figure out. And, you know, like I said, I took everything they said and wrote it down in my phone, in my text to me, because I had no paper or pencil. And, you know, it was just like a living hell we went through, and seeing Paulie so sick and mistakes that were made and everything. But I didn't even know where we were. Like I say, we went in the winter season, and then it turned to spring and all, and didn't even know Easter was coming or when it was or not. But now that I know it's Easter tomorrow, which you'll see today, it will be here today that I'm talking yesterday. I don't know if that made sense. But anyhow, if you're Catholic, you know that you know about Easter. Like I say, if you're Catholic, Easter is the greatest celebration in the Catholic Church because it's the completion of the Holy Week. And you all know I love the Holy Week. My kids and I used to go every day to church. It was very important. And like I say, I'm sorry I can't recite like I usually do what all was involved. But Good Friday is a very solemn day. Then Holy Saturday, and then of course Easter Sunday. But it's the greatest celebration in the Catholic Church because it's the completion of Holy Week that ends with the resurrection of Jesus. Easter celebrates the beginning and foundation of Christianity. Jesus was raised from the dead, and it shows us that he conquered sin and death. He is the only Son of God who, through his amazing resurrection, brings us closer to God in our faith. And this is so very true because faith is what got me through. I kept telling Paulie when he said, he had tears in his eyes, and he says, Mommy, I'm never going to eat. And I said, you will eat. And inside I was thinking, will he eat? Is he so sick that he'll never eat? Because all I saw or thought was he'll have to have feeding tubes and never be able to taste food. And all the while, his father was there for a bit, and he had to eat all the time because he has an eating problem, and he ate right in front of Paulie, which was sickening. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. The trays that I did get, I had a curtain where I slept, and I closed the curtain. Paulie says, "You don't have to sit there because he liked me to sit next to him." And I said, "No, I can't eat in front of him." And I just couldn't do it. But his father plopped his big fat self down next to him and did his usual, "Ooh, look at this," and in my face with the food and all. And I think that may be the reason I wasn't getting the vouchers. They assumed his father was, they don't know our family business. They assumed we were a family, and he was bringing up food to me. He should have stayed in the cafeteria and ate it, but, he's going to do whatever he wants. But like I said, all that horribleness, and that isn't even touching the tip of the iceberg or whatever the saying is. I'm thankful that, we were home on Easter week and could reflect on that and realize all that God did for us and gave of his only son to us. And he was nailed to the cross. And let me tell you, I felt like Paulie and I were nailed to the cross for sure with the way his father acted. And no, he didn't come up several times. And no, it wasn't wonderful. He probably just came up to get whatever he liked. He liked his parfait and I don't know what else. It's sick. I can't even repeat it. It's so sick. He should have been there for his son. And then he went to sleep. So I don't even know the purpose of when he came up, what he was there. But I'm trying not to ruin Easter. But again, some of these things just, you can't hold down. But anyhow, to reflect on this week and, the Passion of Christ, I don't know if you saw the movie. It's a great movie. When he was carrying the cross and he kept falling and getting whipped and all that, and then carrying the cross that you have to be nailed to, kind of was like the journey of what we went through in the hospital. Paulie was suffering so much and just wanted to eat, and I wanted him to eat, and he just had to keep getting, just the saline, the normal stuff you get in the bag, and then all the other stuff. Again, I'll go into more detail. But I so wish for him to be able to eat. And like I said, one day they did give him food. I'll go into it, just too much. But anyhow, so now that we're here and, Good Friday came and went, it's Holy Saturday. And actually there's a recipe which I was going to try to make, but who was I kidding? I still don't have my strength back either. But I wanted to make the resurrection rolls where, I don't remember the recipe, but you put a marshmallow inside, and then when you open up the roll, you make it from scratch, or maybe you use one of those ready-made, those whatever they're called, the rolls, biscuits, I don't know. So once you open it, the marshmallow is gone, and that represents when on Easter Sunday the tomb was open and Jesus wasn't there, so he was taken off the cross, put into the tomb. Hope I'm getting this right. And on Easter Sunday, the tomb was opened up and Jesus was not there. Just like when you break open the resurrection roll, the marshmallow is no longer there. And that's the most beautiful story, the most happiest time for me to be in the church. I feel so close to Jesus Christ, because he died for us. He died so we could be born with no sin. We're born with a clean slate, like I talk about a lot. In the few dating days I had between husbands, that everyone was a clean slate, or so I thought. My idea of life has changed as far as people. I know I'm too nice and too naive, and I was just talking to the Instacart person today, which will be yesterday, and she actually was telling me a story about, it's like she was me. Everything she said was what I've gone through, but the difference was her second husband was not a con man, was what my story started to be, where, we all thought he was Mr. Wonderful. She did get a Mr. Wonderful, and she shared her story, and she too talked about how people are different. It's not like, when we grew up and people helped others, and people just don't do that, and I don't understand why. And why do I go on still to be kind, and what makes people the way they are and what makes me the way I am. And I always say I'm not going to be that way. Like, if we don't go to grocery stores, but if we ever do, if someone was, I don't even know example, like where you'd say excuse me or I'm sorry or something or whatever. Why do I bother doing that? Because some people would throw you the bird or whatever, not appreciate it. And I say I'm not going to bother, but I know me, I will. But I really want to change. I'm just going to try to look out for number one, which is Paulie and myself. Even saying it sounds cruel, but I guess that's the way of the world now. But I don't know how I got there from there here, but I am truly, my brain is mush because, I don't have his other parent to talk to. Like I said, we've been home over a week now, and he has not called or asked how he's doing. I would have, what am I saying? I would have expected he would say, what does Paulie want for Easter? Because he did promise to get him any food, to make out a list. He'd buy him whatever he wants. Nothing. He still hasn't got him the gift card to Wegmans or Amazon or anything. But, we all know those are just empty promises. But it hurts Paulie. And it's just so wrong. But I'm happy, so happy that a subscriber did send him a gift card, so he could have an Easter dinner. I'll try to remember to vlog that. But I'm so grateful that, what I can't supply, someone else. And like I said, strangers seem to be your best friends. So again, thank you for all your prayers. They mean a lot. A lot of people who've been in the woodwork, came out of the woodwork, thank you. And I hope you keep in touch. And a lot of you have my number. Give me a call so we can catch up. It meant a lot. You can really feel prayers. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation, hopefully nothing like this, where you have to watch your son suffer. I know someone has, one of my subscribers, and we continue to pray for you and everyone. But if you've been in a situation where you can really feel the prayers lifting you up, they did, and they mean the world. And if you can continue, because Paulie is nowhere out of the woods by any means. And of course I have to continue to worry. He has to eat good, right? So far, I don't know if it's just the first unsure they covered. Will they continue? I don't know. He has to find new doctors. But like I said, I'll do probably a week of story times of everything. But I do thank all of you for coming together for us, because I read Paulie the comments. Like I said, I'm sorry I couldn't answer the comments. It was just, constant, like being his nurse, which I was honored to be. But we are so happy to be home, and I will hopefully this week tell you what we came home to. I'm sure you'll believe it, because the story of our lives, but it's just so nice to be home, and we're going to have a nice quiet Easter together and be so thankful and grateful. And I hope you all have a wonderful Easter. I'm sure you'll be with your families. And again, as I always say, if you have your parents, you're so lucky. Give your family and friends extra hugs. Rejoice in every moment, because in a split second, you never know. You never know. It can go from wherever you are, good or bad, to very horrible. And I would always say to my mom, I feel like I'm Jesus on earth. And let me tell you, it felt like Paulie was, the suffering that he did and continues to do. And to see him so weak, and wishing his dad would have dropped off a shaver. He doesn't have a shaver. His father, had to add insult to injury, said, it's about time you have to shave again. And he doesn't have even a razor. And his father promised to get that, but he didn't. And enough about him. But anyhow, we're doing the best we can. We're together, and that's important. I can't wait till Easter Sunday. Of course, we can't go to church. We're hoping to paint eggs. I had planned to have them ready, but we will do it, because I did, I don't know how long ago, right away ordered a egg kit, because it's something that we can do. And remember the holiday, most important, God, who gave up of his only son. so we could all be here and hopefully do good. And I pray for this Easter Sunday that those who have turned against God or gone along with the wickedness of the world to somehow find the light and be able to turn it around and be kind to help others if you have the ability and means in these bad times, everything that's going on in the world, to help. I know people are leery to help, but I had a saying in my first marriage when, we had I wouldn't say spare money. We chose how much we'd put in the bank and how much we would use for, we had enough to put in the bank and extra. And, of course, it crossed our mind, are we helping people that, really don't need it? But the way we looked at it, if we gave it to them and they said they needed it, we did what was right, and that felt good. And I hope the world feels this way too. Because if you're able to help, and I'm not only asking for Paulie, for anyone. I know there's another child on YouTube, well, I'm sure there's many, that put up a GoFundMe, and not to sound cruel, but they make money off YouTube, and they don't need it, but they're getting it. And it always seems, my mom always said, the people that don't need it get it, and hey, we're living proof. But anyhow, again, if you can pass our GoFundMe, because Paulie needs so much. Like I say, I don't know if they'll continue to give his insure, and he has to have it. I can't lose my house, but, if everything else goes to pot, he has to have that insure, and his father will not help get it. So, if anyone can help, it would be wonderful. Plus, he needs other things that aren't covered, like his syringes. We're down to the last few syringes and other things that he needs. Any help would be greatly appreciated, and no one has to do anything, of course, but again, thank you for the cards. That was never expected. It just, you don't know how it means to see Paulie smile, because, having your mind in a good place helps the healing process. And if you can continue to pray that his inflammation numbers go down, that they find what's wrong with him, just pray that it was just some thing that he just got really sick, and it's not these awful things that they're considering it may be, because that will be a lifetime of horrible, horrible things for Paulie. So if you can continue to pray, keep in touch. I know bad times people come together, but if we can all just, just keep commenting and, watching our vlogs, and it'll mean a lot to both of us. But again, please enjoy your Easter. I didn't mean this to be this long. You probably left long ago, but and also, if you notice commercials on my videos, I don't know why they're there. I'm not monetized, so obviously YouTube or someone's making money off of my videos. So be it. It is what it is. But if we get to the monetization, 1,000 subscribers, we will be able to make money for Paulie off the commercials that they're already putting on. It's kind of funny. Not funny, haha. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm really tired. But anyhow, the most important thing, thank you for the prayers. It means so much. And again, for the cards and for the subscriber who donated money, you help me, and you help me see that, I do have to take care of me. And now more than ever, because Paulie is so weak, needs help with everything. It is just so hard to watch him this way, because this is not who he was. And like I said, we all know anybody can get sick, and you get real sick, and I don't know, it just hurts. And I know his father knows he's hurting me, but I don't care what he does to me. He could hurt me all he wants, but he's hurting his son at the end of the day. And I know y'all know this, but let's not give praise where praise is not due. I don't know. Enough said. Anyhow, have a wonderful Easter from both of us. Tell us about your Easter, what you did. We'd like to hear. And like I said, if you got this far, thank you. And you mean the world to us, and we always continue to pray. And if you can also pray for another channel. I'm sorry I can't think of their name, but his name is Calvin. He is going through cancer treatment. His cancer is, he's in remission, but he has to continue to take treatments. And his wife, Marie, Calvin and Marie, they're the most kindest people. If you look up Calvin and Marie, you'll find their channel. She does really delicious recipes. They're the most kindest people. I've been watching them for quite a while, and they're just Southern people, and I just love watching them. Their voices are so calm and calming, and just a wonderful couple who've been together, and you know, they're living out my love story, and I love to watch them. So go on over there and tell them Sandy Mom sent you there, and continue to pray for him as he continues to do good, and her that stands by his side. They're just a wonderful couple and a great channel to watch. So for now, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Be kind to people you don't know what they're going through. Be the reason someone smiles today, especially on Easter. Know that people are going through bad things, and they may not show up from the outside, and they may be hurting inside. So just be kind to people, and have a very happy Easter from Paulie and I, and hope you eat a bunch of good food, and let us know what you did, what you ate, everything about it. Give us some happy stories. Share them with us. Thanks for now. Bye.